Success in farming is all about precision and efficiency, ensuring every seed, every drop of water, every nutrient and treatment counts. Terraplex Ag is helping farmers all over Iowa and the Midwest do just that. With precision ag drone technology and support from Terraplex, you'll boost your productivity and make timely and informed decisions, all while reducing your costs and increasing your profit. It's time to revolutionize your farming. Harvest the benefits with Terraplex Ag. Visit TerraplexAg.com.
I'm Chris Williams from Cyclone Fanatic, and a proud Iowa State graduate from the class of 2007. No one shows up like Iowa State fans.
And Cyclones support Cyclones on and off the field.
Your gift can provide scholarships to students, fund groundbreaking research. We could even drum up opportunities for the marching band. Visit MoveWhatMatters.com to learn how you can make an impact today.
Chris Williams, Brent Blum. From the Northwest Bank Studios, it's Williams and Blum, presented by Mechdyne on the Cyclone Fanatic Podcast Network.
Our fans deserve an assist, especially early in the game. We didn't score it great, and our fan base really shows up for us. There's no better home court than Hilton Coliseum, and I would like to thank personally all of our fans for their energy and what they did today, because that was Hilton magic, and they should feel great about what they did as a fan base.
I thought that was a good place to start tonight. Welcome to Williams and Blum here on the 15th of February, 2026. Cannot believe it's 2026. I spent all weekend
February.
celebrating an 11-year-old birthday party.
You had a bunch of 11-year-olds at your house.
I did.
How'd it go?
We all survived.
Okay, you're here.
We did good.
You're here.
No, we had fun. Her actual birthday, Cameron's birthday, is on Monday.
Awesome.
16th.
Happy birthday, Cam.
And she did tell me, I was very proud, that she just wants the Cyclones to beat Houston on her birthday.
Coach TJ, that's all we ask, pal. Make an 11-year-old proud.
Yeah, she was a little bit, a little bummed out that Dad was going to be gone on the night of her birthday, but then she realized how big of a game it was, and she's like, "Oh, Dad, you got to be there."
Oh man, how cool is that? I mean, what a weekend if you count Monday as a weekend in Ames. This is what it's all about. So to see, I mean, between the Kansas game, Kelvin Sampson in town, you know, there's a lot of grossness about college athletics, but gosh, times like this make it all worth it. Yeah.
The full disclosure, we're not dissing wrestling. We're just
we're in the middle of it
right now.
Yeah.
It's going on right now, so we're not going to comment on anything wrestling related. We do have women's basketball results from today. Of course, we'll talk about that Kansas game and give you an extensive preview of the Houston game on Monday night, Big Monday. We are in the Northwest Bank Studios. We are, as always, presented by our friends at Mechdyne. Wanted to show this off really quick. Your wife designed it. It's lovely.
She's talented. Oh, Mr. Cyclone.
Taman Lipsy t-shirt you can buy exclusively at CycloneFanaticShop.com. Pretty cool. She's done a lot of great work, her and Mike Martz and our buddy Clint, and we got a lot of good stuff going on at CycloneFanaticShop.com, so go and check it out. But the Taman Lipsy t-shirt is perfect.
And I believe there's a special if you get 3 NIL shirts. There's a little bit of discount there, and
yeah, it's something like that. Yeah.
I think the cool thing here, the players really appreciate it, and
they love it.
And I'm telling you, like, as somebody who's been in it, the soft skills, I would call it the soft sale for these athletes is huge. I mean, honestly, the amount of money they'll make from these T-shirts isn't going to make or break any of these folks, but it feels really good. Mm-hmm. You know, when you start talking about a Killian Torre and a Blake Buchanan who are going to have other opportunities, quite candidly. What makes them want to stay is stuff like this. So kudos to Cyclone Fanatic for making it possible. I'm telling you, the players really appreciate it. It's amazing. When you text with those guys, it's like, hey, it means a lot for you guys to do a T-shirt for me. It's
funny.
a big deal. Yeah.
You would think like a guy like Milan Momcilovic, who's got everything going for him right
Totally.
now. Everybody talk. He was so excited.
He
when
was
we
so
put out
pumped.
the
I know.
Money Milan shirt. Thought that was really awesome.
It's fun because, again, because Crystal's been involved, so she'll check some of the orders. Almost to a person, the first orders of these shirts are family members.
Yeah. The Buccaneer Blake Buchanan shirt. I'm told by a good source that he's got like family members in the teens that are coming to the game on Monday night, and they're all going to
be wearing it. Yeah. See, that's what I'm telling. There are, as you know, obviously Iowa State, we want more resources. Everybody does, but this little stuff that becomes big stuff is where we can. And this NIL stuff can become really big stuff. And plus shirts are really cool. March does an amazing job. So, yeah, CycloneFanaticShop.com. The more you can do, the better.
Good stuff. Well, man, so much to get to with everything that's happened this weekend, and I'm licking my wounds. We don't need to break down the Daytona 500, but anybody who knows me knows how passionate I am about my auto racing, specifically the sport of NASCAR and Bloom. I mean,
Your boy Chase had it.
Oh, I felt like Arizona just hit the three-quarter court shot. You're in the lead coming off at turn 4, and you get wrecked to win the Daytona 500. Your wife was with me at the time. We had just truly a horrendous sports moment for me. So I am trying to lick my wounds.
The Tang news. Did the Tang news help or hurt?
Well, yeah, and that's where
let's go right there.
God, we got to just dive right in. Jerome Tang is Kansas State goes. Vince McMahon, you're fired. I'm surprised, honestly. We'll start right there. It just happened, and we start recording. So this is instant reaction, and then we'll get all the Iowa State stuff. But this is a big story, specifically in the league that we cover, the Big 12. It must have been even worse interior than it was on the exterior, and it was damn bad. Like it was, and we've seen this bubbling even after the Iowa State game. Iowa State wins that game by like 90, and Tang's talking about how proud he is of his team. And then the next night, he says they don't deserve to wear the jersey.
Crazy.
Complete 180. It's like the guy's having an identity crisis in front of all of us. He doesn't know what he wants to project to the public. Again, really bad. It must have been worse for him to get fired with that big of a buyout.
No doubt. And I'll be curious. So my guess is they're going to negotiate somewhere in the midpoint. K-State's going to come at him for cause. Now, what cause that is, I'm not sure.
Do you know that? Like, has somebody reported that, or you? Just
I saw. I saw it. Somebody referenced it, and it's what. And again, it's not even a surprise. I'm not accusing Tang of anything. It's just what schools that have a $20 million or whatever it is, $19 million outlay, they will try and find anything to try and reduce that.
Yeah.
So it's more
especially
of a
in this era.
Absolutely. And so it's a negotiate. So my guess is C-Dub, it won't become the full 19 or whatever it is, 18 that they owe him. It's still going to be a lot. And it felt like to me in the last 2 weeks, it was a stare down of like, okay, fire me then. I'm going to go out. And what more can I say to get fired almost?
Is it possible that Cyclone Jim Carrey ruined his career? I mean, honestly, that was the night I saw Tim over at Go Power Cat did a commentary on this. If you haven't watched it, go and search it on YouTube. Tim
I haven't seen this yet.
Yeah. It's really good. It's just great sports commentary on, and the title is That Night in Hilton Coliseum Changed Everything for Jerome Tang. And he goes step by step the deterioration within that program after that night.
It's amazing. So that was late January of 24, so about 2 years ago. And I remember, we did a pod the next day, and we're like, I've never seen anything like this. Like to come out with a completely baseless accusation, we're like, you better be right, or else it's going to get really ugly for you. And the interesting part, I thought it was college sports to a T here, in that originally the K-State fans and the media protected Jerome. It was like, okay, let's pull it all in. We're gonna fight behind him because maybe there's something there. And then it came out, Friday and then Saturday. Then Iowa State played Kansas on a Saturday, and it gets on CBS, and you've got Seth Davis, and you got all this stuff going on, and TJ comes out after beating KU and is like, first of all, get your name out of your mouth, essentially, is what TJ said. And then Iowa State sees him again in Kansas City and, beats him up. And then Tang comes out with the Lipsy's a flopper thing.
Yeah.
And it was just like,
that one gets
buddy,
forgotten about because
yeah,
that was just at a totally different season.
But it was like he couldn't help himself. I haven't seen anything like it. I mean, the Larry thing in Iowa State, different, but I guess that was a similar downfall of 100-0 really fast. And I
just wonder too.
some people just don't handle success very well. I think that's part of it.
I don't even know if maybe, or is it even a deal where, there's often times like in the NFL where you just have these superstar coordinators.
Yeah.
And they don't either get opportunities or when they. And I wonder, because Tang was down there in Waco with Drew for so long. And if you've been in one of these towns like Waco, I mean, Ames isn't even the same thing because you have like a different media market, right? Like you have the Des Moines media, you have Eastern Iowa media. Like when you're Baylor, it's like there's like a Waco newspaper. You're in a pro sports state. You can kind of do
your own
whatever
thing.
you're doing. It's kind of like Dion works a little bit at Colorado. If he was doing a lot of that stuff at like a different market, it wouldn't work. And I just thinking out loud, I just wonder if there was a reason why Tang wasn't getting other opportunities. Like, was he blowing interviews? I've heard that about Ben Jacobson back in the day. It was that he's a really good basketball coach by all means, but he wasn't going to be dynamic enough, and that's why he wouldn't get these jobs when he would go and interview at Minnesota and wherever. And I wonder if it was a Tang thing all along. I don't know.
It's a great point, and you can't deny what he did his first year. He did make an Elite Eight.
Yeah,
and and this is
were
where
really good.
It's it's easy to make light of it, but also it's a cautionary tale too of Iowa State and Kansas State are a lot alike, and you've seen this year of how bad it can get and how much K-State's up against it now because of some bad decisions, like really bad decisions. Now the climate thing's a little bit different, but to extend Tang after a year and a half, when he did strike gold with Noel and the Florida Keontae Johnson, they had a great run, but man, they're up now. It's going to be really hard. Like I think K-State has to ask somebody. I talked with Jake about this week. How much you spend on men's basketball relative to football? And these conversations get really difficult right now. And I think Iowa State has to have the same one. Now, it's a little bit different context here. But what's most important to the fan base to get the most support? Because at the Iowa States and the K-States, it's going to be hard to do both. It really is. Like it's a fascinating conversation. I think K-State.
Like, would you rather be 6-6 in football and like an 8 seed in basketball, or would you rather be in the Final Four?
Maybe
not perfect example, but
K-State has tried to do both. They really did. They tried to do both. Tang had a monster budget for 3 years, and it didn't work.
He's a terrible roster builder in this era, clearly. I mean, that's
absolutely.
The run in your mouth thing is one thing. He can't build a roster.
They can't. He can only blame himself here, and this is where I feel for the K-State fans because they gave that guy, pardon my French here, a shit ton of resources, and he blew it. He blew it. He completely blew it. Like the amount of money they spent, and I know we made light of it again last year with the Illinois kid, and then they paid Haggerty a bunch. I mean, they paid the kid from the MAC, a couple kids from the MAC this year, dang near $2 million each. And so they haven't spent it great. And so the problem now is it's going to be hard for that next coach because I don't know the K-State donor base. I know they have some nice donors, but it's going to be really hard to get those dollars back in the men's basketball program now after what he did to that program. So, it's a cautionary tale of be careful of overspending early. But man, it can turn. I mean, you saw that Iowa State the football program, man. It's good one moment, and then a couple news moments, and it's different. So it's college sports is it's a fickle beast. It's a fickle
Penn State
beast.
football thing that annoyed the hell out of me today.
Not going away.
It wasn't the Penn State. It was like whatever, like one of their Cyclone fanatics would be, and it was main man Brazina. It was main man Caleb Bacon.
Yeah.
And then Cooper Ebel, and they were referring to Penn State as linebacker U, and I was like, F off. Like,
It's good. Oh, man.
get the hell
outta
off
here.
of my
I get it.
cellular telephone device.
Yeah.
It was the first time I've really felt angst towards all of that.
I
because
get
it's
it.
Like, screw you.
It's
like, you know how many ad reads we did for Weaver?
for you guys. Yeah,
Like, come on.
But I think that it's just
Linebacker you.
I get it.
And like the arrogance, because those losers in the Big Ten made fun of the Big 12, and they never would have called those guys that if they
No.
were at Iowa State, just because they wear different laundry now. Like, come on.
Man, college sports is dramatic though. That's
Ah.
it's like I always come back to it. The Gladiator. Are you entertained? Like, yeah, I mean, I'll give Tang this. I'll give Tang this.
Yeah,
as
the
big
leagues.
big of a whatever you want to call him, he was. I was entertained by the guy.
He drove me crazy, but if his team was on and like I
was
didn't have anything
watching
else
it.
to do,
Yeah,
I'd flip it over there.
You got it.
I mean,
You
'cause
got
it was
it.
also that deal. It's like shit. Like
What could go wrong?
I did a little commentary. Well, I did a little commentary on this last night. We'll get into it in our Wiffles Hybrids Big 12 segment. But like, what a eye-opening weekend for the league.
Yeah.
Because it was just like, dude, I'm getting texts from Cooper, friend of the program. He's like, oh my God, Kansas State's beating Houston. I'm driving home from Ames. What?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so
Yeah.
they had their little last.
They hung in there. Their
Their little last hurrah. But that I don't know. Do you want to just lead off with the Big 12 stuff?
Yeah.
I guess it totally makes sense.
was
Let's do it.
it was a great weekend.
Every year, you have a choice. One that says staying independent and family-owned means something on your farm. So plant your independence. Plant Wiffles.
The league was all over the place this weekend.
All over the map.
I did not see Texas Tech winning in Arizona, and then I did not see Kansas beating Arizona at home without Peterson the other night. I didn't see in any world where Kansas State could give Houston a game. I felt like, Brent, if Iowa State plays like a just decent, they beat TCU by double digits the other night, and then everybody's like, oh, well, Kansas is now the best team in the country, and Iowa State blows them out. So it was a perplexing weekend if you were trying to predict these things.
This happened late. You might not have seen it because you were in the middle of NASCAR mode. But Saunders from BYU tears his ACL.
You know what? I did see that. Thank you for which I'm not happy about that.
I'm not either, but I'm saying that changes the dynamic immensely for next week for them. I mean,
does.
It becomes a DeBansa or else show for them.
Well,
it might help them in a weird way. I mean, it could. I mean, I'm not.
They've been clenching the steering wheel. They've been white knuckling it, man.
They have
for a while. I mean, who would have thought Colorado takes them to overtime in Provo?
Not me. I mean, not at all. They were favored by 15 in that game. Like, it's a crazy league, and it sets up though. You've got a 3-week sprint, and it is going to be a complete blast. And it all starts Monday in Hilton, because Iowa State. You can look at it a couple different ways with that Tech win at Arizona. It opens the door a little bit for Iowa State. But you really kind of got to run the table now if you want to be in that conversation. I was looking at the odds this morning, C-Dub. Guess who's the favorite now to win the Big 12?
Kansas?
Nope.
No, they have 3 losses. I'm sorry.
Yep. They're in Hilton on Monday night.
Yeah, it's Houston. For sure.
Houston's now the overwhelming favorite.
And then is it Tech?
And then it's still Arizona after that.
I would need to look at schedules.
Yeah, but the point is Houston's now. I would say this.
Okay, Tech has 3 losses. I
yeah.
have it too. Okay.
Well, that's the thing is like good and bad. Like you can look at all these things.
Schedule sucks the rest of the way.
It's hard. But for me, I want that game in Tucson here in 2.5 weeks to mean a lot, and it does now. Iowa State this week opened up a lot of things. I mean, again, obviously Monday night against Houston's going to be a grind, a complete grinder. Iowa State opens as a 1-point favorite to open up, and we're going to talk about that for a good part of the program here. And you go to the Utah schools, but now BYU without Saunders Saturday evening, and you got Utah as well, and Utah's playing better, but that's a game Iowa State should win. The door is opening now for Iowa State to have a game against Arizona if it can beat Houston on Monday, and you're right in the thick of things again. So here we are.
Oh man,
I know, but it's
going
like
right back into the belly.
I'm just saying, I get it, but like I had. I mean,
you just don't lose that TCU game.
I know.
It's like a different conversation.
Or
right
Cincinnati,
now.
quite candidly. But this is.
I had a good talk with somebody about this.
This is the league.
Can we talk about that for a minute?
Let's go.
Because as my main man Matt Urban, we were watching the game together in Florida.
Yeah, you get your shirt off in Florida, whatever.
Dude, like I felt like at least the Cincinnati game, that was probably the best game they've played all year.
No doubt. Cincinnati played great that day.
Caught them on a terrible day.
Yep.
Bill Self pretty eloquently said after the game, like, he goes, we caught Iowa State, like that was the worst they've been all year. It was Self's press conference. It's on our Cyclone Fanatic YouTube.
He's amazing.
Fantastic.
I'll say this. Between Self and Sampson, I will hope those guys stay around forever.
Oh, yeah. Let's go.
It gets to our age, C-Dub. Yeah, and Drew, too. Absolutely.
The characters. We want the characters.
Like, that's why, honestly, the Tang thing, part of me is a little sad. Because
it sucks.
It was very fun. Anyway. Ben McCollum to K-State.
But I felt like it's his dream job. Gotta go. No, but I felt like Cincinnati, it's like, yeah, it sucks that you lose, but I don't know who many teams that would have beaten them that day. They were really, really good.
They were.
I felt like Iowa State could have just like sneezed and beaten TCU.
I know.
I didn't feel like TCU was any good at all. Like that, I was. Not. And then the Kansas game, it's like, we don't really. It's not that you don't care when you lose at Fog Alley. You just don't expect to win, and if you do, it's like a giant bonus. The TCU game was by far the worst loss in my opinion.
It was,
but bounce back the way that they did was perfect. It's exactly what you want.
Well, and what a crazy week of college basketball, and like I talked about on Wednesday on the pod, Big 12 teams are winning on the road at about a 32% clip. It's hard.
Doesn't it feel like the league's back now? In that sense,
I couldn't agree more. That's
Last
why
year wasn't the case, but this year it's tough.
Well, and that's why like Tech winning at Arizona was totally out of the blue.
Yeah,
they are a lot. Like that team is something. I don't know what to make of Tech. That's a great win, though.
I told somebody maybe in the same conversation on the beach, that Tech game scared me more than the other two. And here's why. It's because of the fans more than anything. Like I know they're going to be up for Kansas on a Saturday, and I know that they're going to get up for Houston on Big Monday.
Yeah.
Like the perception of it, like freaked me out just a little bit because I didn't think that people would think Texas Tech is as good, even though I know different. Like I think McCaslin's a great coach, all those things. So I wonder if because you're going to take Arizona at Arizona, that is what it is, no matter what.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna be hard.
In a weird way, this kind of helps Iowa State from that perception standpoint, but it also I'm trying to get the math done to get a double bye in Kansas City, so that didn't do you any good.
It doesn't. No, that's good.
Tech winning there.
That was the interesting part because at first blush, I was at the Boys and Girls Club charity event. Nice job by them, by the way. Great to see some friends there. But I was like, man, this is great for Iowa State. But then you start talking about the double bye in Kansas City, and it's like, maybe it wasn't the best thing for Tech to win that game.
Well, you'll hold the advantage of them because you get to play them in your home stadium.
Feb 28. Tech is a huge game.
Let's not skip over the Houston Cougars.
Let's go right there. Let's go right there.
Let's hear a little bit from after the game. Iowa State's huge win over Kansas by 18. Here's some post-game stuff. TJ Otzelberger talking Milan Momcilovic, who probably didn't have his best game ever as a Cyclone, but probably the best play of his career.
I've learned with Milan that he finds a way to make really hard shots. And there's times in practice he turns down what seems to be a rhythm shot for a hard shot, and then he makes it. So the one thing I know is I trust him offensively more than I trust my ability to evaluate his shot selection. I trust him more to pick out the shots that he feels best about making. He's proven night in and night out that he's going to continue to do that, and he's playing with such great rhythm and confidence. And I love, again, it's a fadeaway that got him going, right? In the first half, the first one, it's a fadeaway, over Badunga, who's, as good of a defensive player with length and as there is. So I'm just so proud of Milan.
Yeah, the three in the corner, like the fadeaway, it was really incredible. And even I know he's having one of the great shooting seasons in the history of college basketball. You can I'm very blessed to sit where I do. Like I'm very close.
Yeah, I saw you right there.
There's a couple of plays that he's made in front of me just with the ball on the floor, attacking the basket in the same way, defensive plays in the post. That to me, like I've always known, even though the numbers weren't always there, how good of a shooter he would and could and would become. But man, he's just a couple of home games in a row now. The Baylor game felt the same way, where it's not like these 6 3-point games. Although he did pretty well against Baylor. I'm trying to think of exactly how it ended up, but it's the fact that he is just so damn complete now.
He's well-rounded.
Where he was.
Absolutely. I was talking to a buddy of mine, works in the NBA, and they're like, we're actually anxious to see how Momcilovic does on Saturday against Peterson. There were a couple times they were matched up, and Milan held his own.
Yeah.
One-on-one. Like, he has become, it's fun to watch. Again, it's the nerdery of basketball, but watch how he moves his feet a little bit better now. His base is a lot stronger. He can't be moved as easily. The shooting's one thing. Like, you knew he was always going to do that. But that quote from TJ was amazing of, I trust Milan's shot making more than my quality of shot adjustment or analysis. And that's the great thing with that guy. And again, it's fun to go back. And this is why I love this podcast, is you can go back what we said 2 years ago. This is what he's been doing in practice for 2 years. Like, he makes everything. The question always with him was, could he become well-rounded enough to put the ball on the floor, like you just said, which he's like, that changed the game in the first half because he started, there was a couple plays he went right to the rim, made a basket, and that opened up the floor for everybody else. And then as importantly is his ability to defend a quick athletic guard on the other end. And he's been able to do that now. And it's why he's going to make a lot of money next year. And unfortunately, probably means he's not going to be at Iowa State, which that's part of the deal. But that guy has turned it on to another gear. And I still remember after the Creighton game in the exhibition, it was like, is Milan ever going to be the guy? And here he is. I mean, that shot he hit over Badunga, I mean, that's up there with one of my favorite shots I've ever seen at Hilton. It really is.
I tweeted that right when it happened.
It was the
special.
It was the Naz.
So special.
Naz Oklahoma State type, Pfizer over Mim. Just the fact that he hit over Badunga, the Big 12's best shot blocker, in a massive moment in the corner. I mean, I just put it up on my Twitter, but somebody, again, the positive of AI, put that as like a Mona Lisa type portrait.
I love it.
Of Milan over Badunga in a retro style, and it's perfect. Like, that guy, and he's a good dude. Like, I'm just happy for him. And when he's that good, and obviously it's defending as well as it is, this is a good team. And that's why the TCU game is frustrating, because that should not happen to Iowa State. But I'm glad with this group, this is twice now, they've had a bad game and they responded. Now, everybody realizes you can't have a bad game in the NCAA tournament because you're done. But I'm encouraged by that this group really hasn't let, a bad game linger for too long. And I think that's a little bit different than the last couple of years.
Also encouraging just to see a team like Arizona lose a couple, because then it's
dead on. They're doing the same thing.
Everybody's going to have these little stretches in the season.
And C-Dub, you know what I was most encouraged by yesterday? Obviously, Milan making whatever he does. Taman played great. But Bateman's first half was...
Well, you want to hear a little bit about that?
I do.
That was kind of where I was going to take us.
Let's
next,
go.
And then we'll let you react to this.
All right.
Because absolutely. Bateman's first half, and then I think
Plata. Yes.
What he's doing to impact Buchanan minutes-wise, and then Nate Heisey huge three, his only points of the game, but it staves off a Kansas run. Role players were key yesterday.
You got it.
You know, Blake Buchanan, what he did in that first half and how he established himself was terrific. I mean, he controlled the paint. He was active defensively. He finished plays. And then we go to the bench, and Dom Plata comes in, and he's right on the offensive glass with tremendous physicality. And so, to your point, felt like everybody that came in had significant contributions. Felt like everybody in the starting lineup did a great job. Jamarian Bateman certainly opened up the game at a time where we weren't scoring it particularly well. He's a tireless worker and has an unbelievable spirit, so it's not a surprise. And then Nate Heisey comes in off the bench and just so many toughness plays, a big three, a ton of big rebounds, and just, so many winning things. So, I know a lot of times the narrative is about how elite Joshua is, which he certainly is, and how Milan continues to score the ball at such a consistent rate, and Taman, the elite player he is. But I thought across, all 8 guys, everybody had significant contributions to the team winning.
Especially when you're a defensive team like Iowa State is, that pack mentality that they have to play with. You can't have a weak link out there when it comes to that. And when I look at a guy like Heisey, it's like I don't really care about his points. They're nice when you get them. But Bateman, he's coming off the bench and hitting threes, and he's turned into a really nice defender. You have a guy like Torrey, who's known being a defender, hits a huge three in the first half to lighten up that Kansas. They were just sagging off of him. Open things up for everybody. So what do you think about that?
Dead on. And that's why I love this team's upside and why I'm so encouraged by it. And again, not to sound like a broken record, but go back a month ago and it was like, yeah, this Iowa State's team good, but why I like this team more than the year prior, okay, is because that team was kind of maxed out early. I mean, Keyshawn was who was, Kurt was unbelievable, but Deshaun Jackson, those guys who were. What you've seen now is Bateman has gotten so much better. Like, rewind 3 weeks to now, he's a completely different player. Played his physicality against arguably the best front line in the Big 12. He was the best player. He was the best big on the floor for some stretches there, which is awesome. He's only a freshman. And Heisey's always going to mix it up. That's not a problem with him. But what you've seen out of this group is you've got now other players that can contribute. And you're dead on, C-Dub. When Torrey made that shot in the first half,
huge.
You could draw a line 1-to-1 of if Torrey or Bateman make a three in the first half, I bet Iowa State's undefeated. Like, there's something mentally about those two where if you don't expect it and it goes in, they're better players, they're better defensively, and the whole team gets lifted. I'm going to be honest. Joshua Jefferson's first 15 minutes yesterday were not very good. But it didn't matter because he got help from his teammates, and he did not get help at TCU. But because Bateman came in, Plata came in, Heisey does what he does, I thought Buchanan's minutes in the first half were so unsung that it's never going to be written about, but I'm going to give Blake a lot of credit right now. He kept Iowa State afloat in that first half physically because as poor as Iowa State shot it in the first 10 minutes, if you don't have Buchanan's hustle and energy and play it as well, you're down 10, 12, 14, and then what happens? But those guys were physical. They kept Iowa State, above water, and then once the shots went in, Mechdyne gets on a heater in the second half, you run away with it. And that's why I just really like this team. And again, you didn't see it at TCU. That's okay. That's going to happen. But this group, they're a legit 8, and Plata and Bateman are playing so much better. And if you can get that consistent effort from all those guys, you're as good as anybody in the country. You really are.
Well said. And I completely agree.
Buchanan doesn't get. Buchanan's kind of become the. I don't even know the comp here, because he's just a unique. He's a unique dude. The work he does defensively, C-Dub, is never going to show up.
Well, he looks like a young Paul Shirley out there.
He does. He's a
not from a basketball standpoint, but looks because I saw Paul was at the game and they honored.
Well, yeah. So that's funny.
Like,
so
hey.
Buchanan's. He's on. Here's my best comp because it's like. Same era. He's a wealthy man's Rob Jones is what he is.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah.
I mean,
do you agree with my analysis that because you remember it wasn't long ago where we were talking about Buchanan as he hit a wall.
Yeah.
Like,
I remember that.
Is he
yeah.
dead? Like, is he just physically?
Is he physically tired? Yeah.
You know what I think kicked him out of it is Plata game getting better. 'Cause
Dead on.
It gave him 10 more minutes. And I
nailed
truly, that may be wrong. I would love to have been at that press conference. I would have asked Otts that because I wonder if that's the case.
Basketball savant Crystal Bloom was watching the game with me yesterday, and she's like, Dom just looks more physical. Like he's gained a lot of weight. And I was like, yeah, he has. That's exactly like his growth in the last 3 months is incredible. And this is why I'm so excited about this group. Not only this year, but also I really like. I know it's gonna be a monster trying to replace what Iowa State is gonna lose next year. But again, kudos to this staff for buying into these guys, even if you're just a role player, and they're getting better. Plata has turned himself into a very serviceable big guy. Very serviceable to the point where he's coming in earlier and earlier to give Buchanan a break.
But if you have the core, and again, losing Heisey is going to be a big problem.
It is.
Because you know what you're losing in the other two guys. But anyways.
3 guys, probably.
Yeah, because it's Taman, Josh, and
Milan.
Most likely. Yeah. But I guess what I'm saying is if you have that core of Blake, Plata, and the 2 freshman guards, I mean, it's a pretty healthy starting spot. It's not like you're going directly to 13th in the league.
You got it. And by the way, Mason Williams is starting to practice a little bit.
Yeah,
so
he
gets forgotten about.
Yeah.
He does. And I don't blame. I forget about him too, but he's
what are you going to get from Mitchell? Is he a guy who I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about him.
I have no idea, but the cupboard isn't empty. I know they like the freshmen that are coming in too.
Totally.
So then it's like, man, we got a lot of cap room that we just got.
Wow. And I know, like, the people listening to this podcast, you're different than the normal normal Cyclone fan doesn't care about next year. You're worried about this year, but I know you all care about it.
We care about everything.
The last 3 weeks have made me a lot more excited about next year for Iowa State basketball, because I do think you can really make something out of Torrey, Bateman, Plata, Buchanan group. I do with Mason Williams and then those freshmen. So. Now, you won't be ranked in the top 25 to start. I'm just being honest. But I was concerned November this year, like, what is Iowa State going to look like after these guys leave? So less of a concern now. But anyway, the next 6 weeks are going to be really fun regardless.
I have an update on Jerome Tang. I'll get to it here in just a couple of minutes. In fact, it's funny. I remember watching Tang's team play in the Elite Eight at Circa Sports, which is one of our sponsors, when I was in Vegas that year. It seemed like it was just yesterday.
Yesterday.
It really wasn't. No, Circa Sports Iowa. That's where I placed all my NASCAR bets today, Bloom. I had Ricky Stenhouse Jr. at plus 4,000 to win. He got second. Circa Sports Iowa, appreciate them and their support of Cyclone.
You've made me at least acknowledge NASCAR in a Sunday in February.
You don't.
No, I do. I had fun watching today.
I want to thank our friends over at Kelderman Manufacturing as well. I think Keldy's going to be at the Arizona game.
I've heard
up in a couple.
Are you going?
Yeah, I'm planning on it as long as all the family stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm planning on it. I'm planning on being there.
So Jake didn't want to speak for you. Do you have a couch I could maybe crash?
Absolutely. Yeah,
okay.
Well, if you come, if you find your way, we have an Airbnb.
Okay. Because I can sell
it's
insurance.
So much cheaper to
I can sell insurance in Arizona now. Yeah, I know. Here we go. So I can write it off and everything. Yeah.
You don't even know what a write-off is. It's Seinfeld line for you right there.
Yeah,
last but certainly not least, our friends over at the Iowa State University Foundation. We do have Forever True Day coming up, but I'm always wanting to push people to cycloneclub.org, cycloneclub.org. You want to ask how you can help with Iowa State and all that good stuff? Well, there you have it. Through our friends at the Iowa State University Foundation.
So my 6-year-old was watching YouTube this morning.
Yeah.
And he's like, Uncle Chris is on the TV, and it was your Iowa State Foundation commercials.
Awesome.
So you're on a YouTube video of Jack Tracy. It was actually very well done.
I don't think I've
Have you
ever
seen that yet?
I did shoot it. I remember shooting it. I don't think I ever saw it.
Yeah. So Theo's like, hey, there's Chris up there.
The Traditions one's coming out, and then
Yep.
the Williams girls are featured in a new Forward magazine on Med because we're trying to raise money. That'll be my big thing this year on Forever True Days. pet cancer fund, the research fund there at the School of Veterinary Medicine. New update here. Sorry, I wish we were doing this show live. So this is Pete Thamel. Per ESPN sources, Kansas State is firing Jerome Tang for cause. They've informed him of this formally tonight. The basis for cause of the firing is language in his contract that references any activity that brings, quote, public dispute. What is that word?
Dispute?
No, I don't know. He may have spelled that wrong. Embarrassment or ridicule to Kansas State, basically.
Interesting. Now, disrepute.
So
disrepute was the word.
That's the word. Yeah, I just couldn't say it. Southwest Iowa moment.
Okay. I'm not a lawyer. To me, that is it's a negotiating tactic.
Are they claiming that when he goes into press conferences and say the players don't belong to wear the jersey and like now everybody's making fun of them? Is that what they're saying?
That's exactly what they're saying. And so the goal here, let me walk you behind the curtain there, Wizard of Oz, folks, is now they can go to Tang of, hey, you might get 0.
So why don't you meet us in the middle and we'll pay you 10 and we'll call it good.
Yes. Yeah. That's why. So LSU tried this with Kelly and it backfired because they backfired. I think it'll work here. I'm going to guess, without knowing all the particulars, Tang will settle for half, and then everybody's going to be on their merry way. But, yeah, there is language in all these contracts, and this is why you got to be really careful if you're a coach. And it's interesting to me to see the pendulum swinging towards anti-coach here. But anything you say publicly could technically be, public embarrassment, disrepute, yada, yada. And there you go. Disrepute. Have you
ever used that word?
I just did twice in 2 minutes, and I'm gonna add it to the repertoire.
Disrepute.
Disrepute.
I am disreputing you.
There's no doubt he's gone. I bet they settle for half. That's my guess.
I don't know. I don't know if Tang's that kind of guy.
Listen. If I'm Tang, and I can fight the system for 3 years and maybe get my 18 mil, or I'm walking away tomorrow at 9. I'm taking my 9.
There's your Jerome Tang update. I'm sure that the Wednesday show will have plenty of commentary on that.
He's not going away quietly, I tell you that much.
Hey, speaking of next week, so we'll be looking ahead. We are doing this game watch.
I can't wait.
This is going to be a big night in Bondurant. So we're going to watch the BYU game. We have a book event and signing and music, and so this is going to be a pretty long night, like to just hang out if you want to. But there's going to be all sorts of stuff happening throughout the night. So we're going to be there at like 5:30 at Reclaimed Rails in Bondurant. We'll have live music from English, who plays the Williams and Blum theme song, all that good stuff. We're going to have a book program and talk Iowa State basketball starting at 7:15. They have a huge stage where they have music.
Plenty of beer.
Yes. Iowa State, BYU tip-off at 9:30. So that's what I'm saying. You don't really need to be there at 5:30 if you just want to come to the game watch, do all that stuff. But that's going on in Bondurant. One of the best game watches of all time I wrote about in the book was the BYU game. So we kind of
recreate the wheel, baby.
Finagled this a little bit, the BYU game from the Hoiberg era, 2014, but that's coming up on Saturday night.
They got the projector working. We got TVs.
Yeah, it'll be great. It'll be
plenty of food.
Late tip. It's a really late tip.
I'm not one to over advertise, but based on how these have gone in the past and the fact that
nuts.
See up and I get a walk home. We're gonna have a good night, everybody.
Yeah. So
my God, Batch is coming all the way from Western Iowa. Let's go.
I also want everybody to know there is a cover here, so it's a donation. We're giving.
Yeah, we're helping out. We're helping out here.
Yep, giving all the proceeds to this night to Living Ava's Way, and then the Bondurant for our athletic booster club. So this is a fundraiser. I'm not keeping any of this. The bar isn't keeping any of this. 100% of the $10 that you pay to get in the door is going to those two organizations.
And honestly, like I don't mean to be cheesy here, but the favorite part you and I get to do, we've talked about this, is meeting other Cyclone fans.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so for us, this is a win-win. Like we get to meet all of you.
I can't wait. I've been looking
help our
forward
community
to this night. I cannot wait. And
My
English is one of our
yep.
best friends, and he'll be there playing country music. It'll be
Yeah.
great.
It'll be a great time. So at the very regardless of the game result, we're gonna have a good time and look forward to seeing everybody there.
Can't wait. Okay. So the Houston game, real quick. I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like we've already covered a lot of this stuff, but
Yeah.
nonetheless, I don't really feel like this game needs much talk as far as how big it is. I feel like everybody kind of understood that. Everybody respects that. Everybody knows that. They haven't lost a game since, what was the date there? The 24th of January.
Mm-hmm.
They did lose to that Texas Tech team,
Yep.
who is pretty damn good, as we've kind of noted here. But I don't know. These games, I always like Iowa State better than usually when they play BYU or maybe even Tech and certain types of offenses. It just depends. It's just because it's like strength on strength, and you play pretty similar, and odds teams usually play Houston pretty well. You usually beat them at home. You saw them kill them in Kansas City the one year, and you usually play them tough on the road.
Yeah.
You don't get killed by this team very often. So I have a lot of respect for Houston. I actually felt better going into this weekend about the Houston game than I did the Kansas game, just because of that.
Yeah, I mean these guys are really good, and they're gonna probably move up to number 2 when the poll comes out tomorrow. So it's again something to watch. Yeah, I mean Iowa State obviously has played them well. Keep in mind though, it was one game in Hilton. That's it. This is when Houston came to town 2 years ago, and then obviously I was
okay.
That's it. I mean it feels like a bigger deal, but Iowa State did.
Boy, Kelvin Sampson was just shot after that game. Remember?
Yeah, because they were undefeated at the point.
He was so pissed.
Now he's already greasing the wheels, which I appreciate. Sampson.
Yeah,
he's basically already said, because it was actually interesting. Before I came on here, Jeff Goodman's in town, in Central Iowa this week, so he interviewed Sampson at the hotel, which may or not be in Ankeny, based on what I know, or maybe it's Ames actually. So the football teams stay in Ankeny. The men's basketball teams actually stay in Ames. I won't give the exact hotel out. Yeah, I think it is the Ames.
One Bob Huggins, he's spotted at an establishment.
Correct.
Right next to it.
I stand corrected. They are up in Ames. The football teams do stay at the Marriott property in Ankeny. Anywho, but Goodman's there interviewing Sampson, and it was a really interesting discussion. It was basically like Kelvin's like, man, playing Iowa State and Hilton, like it'd be a shocking upset if we were to win. It's like,
oh yeah.
It's like they're a 1 point and a half underdog. Like, come on, Kelvin. But no, this is gamesmanship. What I appreciate about this game is a lot of respect between Sampson and TJ. It's the anti-Tang in a lot of ways. But
could you just see it at like Big 12 meetings? You got
no doubt.
You got Sampson, Otzelberger,
Self, yeah,
and then you got like the
Tang
you got
and
like
Drew.
the Baylor guys like Drew and Tang and
McCaslin's kind of like, I don't know who to hang out with.
Yeah,
it's a lot
you
of
always have the new guys.
Like who do we
got at this point? And
I remember.
Where's Jamie Dixon? I feel like Dixon's kind of
he's on his own. Him and Tad Boy are like, hey, remember the good old days?
Oh yeah.
No, I remember first day as a freshman at Waukee High School, and somebody threw a carrot dipped in ranch at me because I was a new guy.
Oh, yeah, that's a bummer.
I'm guessing that was what happens to the new coaches at the Big 12 meetings. Anyway, I survived, C-Dub. No, it's going to be a great game. Like I have so much respect for Sampson. It makes me nostalgic because, again, he coached against Tim Floyd and Larry Eustace, so there's something really cool about the fact that he's still doing it, and I'm going to enjoy Sampson and Hilton once more tomorrow night, but obviously a huge game, and these teams are so comparable. They both guard. The Fleming's kid's one of my favorite players in America. The way he operates, like I'm a fan. I love how this team works. They're egoless in a lot of ways. This is going to be a complete battle, and I think both these teams are very similar and either of them could make a Final Four, make a national championship. So, this is a game I think comes down to Hilton in a lot of ways. How is it officiated? I thought, the officiating Saturday was, there was a lot to be desired with.
I thought so too.
With some of that, and it actually kept Kansas hanging around the second half, which I'll leave the individual name out of it. You should get a really good crew Monday night, though. Like, it's going to be a who's who. So
yeah, it'll be like Kissinger.
It'll be Kissinger, probably Sermons. You might get Pettigrew to hang around. He wasn't the problem Saturday. But yeah, it'll be
Padilla? Can we get Padilla? Tony,
I don't think you want.
Hey, Tony.
I don't think it might be him though. He will be in the conversation, but it's going to be physical. The winner of this game, I mean, if Houston wins Monday, they are the odds-on favorite to win the whole thing. Like they are. This is a huge game for them. Obviously, a huge game for Iowa State too. So, why do we watch college basketball? This is it Monday. I can't wait. Hilton's going to be rocking. And let's roll it out there, see what we got. This is why you pay. This is why you pay the big bucks to watch.
Yeah, no, I don't really have much more to add to that.
I mean, there's not there.
You would have a better scout on.
Yeah,
these guys than
analysis wise, they're very similar. I mean, Houston doesn't shoot it great, but again, they got guys that can make shots. The question for them is who do they put on Momcilovic? I think it's a fascinating matchup. They don't really have a natural guy to guard him. Contain and get them in the paint. I mean, remember. When Iowa State played them a year ago, Iowa State was dealing with a bunch of injuries. There was no Gilbert. There was no Lipsey. Like, you're dealing with some stuff. So we haven't really seen best on best. And I would argue from a health standpoint right now, Iowa State, Houston, Tech, Arizona, that's the best on the best right now. And so you're going to see it. You're going to see it. And the good news, I guess, is if Iowa State can win this one seed up, you face a BYU team Saturday who we know is going to be really good. It's going to be a hard game, but they're without Saunders.
You feel like you got a shot in that.
You do. I better shot than I did as of yesterday. And then Utah, who is better, but it's a game you should win. So take care of business Monday. National audience, a whole lot of ramifications. Dare I say, though, you win this game Monday, seed up, you are back in one seed mode. Yep. You really are.
I agree.
So. And this doesn't say Iowa State's screwed if they don't win, but this is why you're an Iowa State fan. Like I was talking to a Cyclone. My friend Chris came up from Florida today, and we were have a beverage, and it's like this is fun. Like this is why we do this, right? Like yeah, I mean I don't know how long this is going to last to have Iowa State in the top 10, but I'm going to enjoy it while we have it. And this is a monster game. You could argue. This game with Houston is a top 10 game ever at Hilton Coliseum.
Another just really quick note, I agree with that. I was actually trying to describe that to Cameron when I was explaining why I had to miss her birthday.
You got it.
I was like, honey, I think this might be one of the 5 biggest games that they've ever had.
I think it is.
Yeah. I was just looking at the net, and it is interesting how this works. But Purdue is all of a sudden back in the top 5.
Yeah.
So they killed
great.
Iowa. They won that game at Nebraska. Yeah, I'm just looking at some of these things from an Iowa State standpoint that would help. So you're going to have opportunities against – can I just put it this way? Like you take Arizona, Tech, and Houston, right? Mm-hmm. Is the goal just simply to win 2 of 3?
Yeah.
Doesn't really matter which ones because
Yeah, I mean, I 2 out of 3.
Obviously winning at Arizona would be the biggest data point.
Great point. So, Cito, I'd say 2 out of 3. You're guaranteed loosely. I mean, I'll say it. Guarantee you're 2 seed. You're a 2 seed. Okay, you're guaranteed a double bye at that point. Pretty much.
I was looking where St. John's is at in the net.
They had
24.
Yeah, they had some bad losses. But again, 24. This is why November was so huge and December was so huge for Iowa State. Is you beat Purdue at Purdue like a drum. And I cannot, if I'm in the committee and I see Iowa State 4, Purdue 5, I'm trying to figure out seed line.
Exactly.
There's no way in hell I'm putting Purdue above Iowa State. I'm just not. Iowa State beat them in Mackey by 20. So,
which is still I think it is because what's the best win in all of college basketball this year? The 2 would be that, and it would be Texas Tech at Arizona, but that went to overtime. I'm just saying by sheer data point.
Yeah. And Tech
it would probably be the Iowa State game.
Tech beating Duke on a neutral site was a great win too.
But on a true road,
you got it. That's why
It
that
didn't
game
look like it 2 weeks ago because Purdue was struggling, but they're
right.
back up.
They're
in the
back
top
at it,
5,
and
so
they go beat Nebraska on the road.
Yeah,
They go beat Iowa like a bully.
I don't want any piece of them right now.
Well, and they're playing, but that is why because that weekend was surreal. It was one of the more surreal weekends we've all ever had.
Campbell leaving and the football thing robbed us of that.
It
Purdue
did.
game.
But that is going to get Iowa State a seed line here in 3 weeks, 4 weeks. It really is.
Yeah, that's why I pointed it out because it was they were cratering, and now they jumped 5 spots in the net after beating Iowa like that.
So that's where I'm like, you're looking at it now. Michigan and Duke seed up. I think they're lock 1 seeds. I do. I think Arizona's pretty close. So.
Well, they were until the other night.
Right,
so
but that's
how
what
they respond.
You got it. Now, if they lose 3 more in a row, but Iowa State's right there. Like, Gonzaga's not getting a 1 seed. If it's Purdue and Iowa State gets the nod. Illinois has been playing better, but Iowa State has 2 less losses. Like, Iowa State is certainly still in the conversation. And again, this is what's cool about college basketball and why I talked about on Wednesday. People were down. I mean, I had some messages from friends like, "Oh crap, Bloom!" Like, Iowa State may not get a 3 seed now. I'm like, Colt, like, relax. Like, it's like, just give them a week. We're gonna be okay, and
that's the thing,
we're
too.
okay.
When you get to this point of the year, there's all these data points, and there's just so many data points. And the thing is, every other team has all these data points. Everybody has warts.
Good and bad.
There's just not. That's why I said I was glad to see Arizona losing some games.
Yep.
Because it just makes you. It shows you that you're
not invincible.
Yeah.
You get man, good. I can't wait to see everybody in Hilton. And it's going to be a monster game. But the great news is, because of those data points, C-Dub, it's not a killer either way. But enjoy it, because they're just these opportunities just don't come around very often. They really don't.
Quotes from Tang. You want Tang quotes?
Tang's talking?
Yep, for Thamel right here.
Oh, we threw an attorney, probably.
I am deeply disappointed with the university's decision and strongly disagree with the characterization of my termination. I've always acted with integrity and faithfully fulfilled my responsibilities as a head coach. I would like to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for the opportunity to serve as the head coach at Kansas State. It has been one of the great honors of my life. I am grateful to the players, the staff, the fans who make this program so special. I remain proud of what we have built together and confident that I have always acted in the best interest of the university and our student athletes. Remember when his sister was tweeting to everybody?
100%. Same weekend.
She was super angry about all that stuff.
I'm just glad this podcast outlasted the Tang era at K-State.
God, me too. Jeez, we're like the Kelvin Sampson.
We are. We're the Kelvin Sampson at this point.
Yeah.
We love
him. We haven't been under any show cause or anything.
No,
either.
not yet. Not yet.
Yeah, not yet. At least
some outside influence occasionally, but no, we're good. We're all good.
I think real quick, the Ivy College of Business at Iowa State, and specifically the graduate program over there, that is just wonderful. Bloom has worked with them for a long time.
Awesome.
So have I, good people. Really quick, there's just so much basketball. We apologize. The women's team got another win.
Huge dub.
I didn't get to watch it, Brent. I was watching the 500. I will watch it tonight. I just haven't had time today.
Gutty.
I heard it was like a back and forth and really, and I did watch Coach in the post game that we had up on Cyclone Fanatic, so I have his thoughts on everything. But it seemed like an intense one.
Well, and I'll say kudos to K-State. They guarded Audie great. They sent 3 people at her, and it was a struggle to get Audie really going. And Iowa State never really did, but did enough. Jada manufactured some points. Elisa Williams with a monster game, which, again, why am I excited about the Iowa State men's program? Because you got a Bateman and a Plata, really coming on. Elisa Williams has been really good. Beatty starts again, plays well. And then Kenzie Hare. We all this is a Kenzie Hare podcast.
Yeah.
Here on Cycle Fanatic.
Huge fans.
Knocks down a monster 3 again. So big shot Kenzie. And that squad, C-Dub, punched their ticket today to the NCAA tournament.
Okay. It's in. It's punched.
I'm calling it. I mean, they are now 19-6 overall, net ranking of 31. They're 8-6 in the Big 12. I'm calling it. They are in the tournament now. They're probably, again, that loss to BYU in midweek was rough in regards to getting a top 4 seed, which means hosting. But again, like we talked about the men, their wins over in Indiana and Iowa and some other programs in November, December puts them in a really good standpoint. So congrats to Coach Fenn in that group. Great win.
If you are a diehard college basketball fan or just you like fun shows, Ryan Hammer, the man, the myth, the legend, who's been roaming around Ames for the last few days.
He won the tractor.
He won the tractor. Yeah.
Yesterday.
But anyways, he was with Dylan and Nigel and Jackson this morning on Let 'Em Cook. They went in on a Sunday morning to
That's great.
record
Good to work,
with
guys.
Ryan when he was in town. So that's real. I'm sorry, I haven't watched it yet. I'm gonna watch all this stuff, but it's already getting really good numbers, and I know that the guys were really excited to have Ryan in on the show, a guy who they all look up to. So that's really cool.
Yeah.
And then of course all of our YouTube stuff. Jacqueline and Jake are covering wrestling tonight against Northern Iowa. I'm not going to give any spoilers there because I don't even have it on. I'm going to catch up on that here when we get done. So really I would actually give a shout out to all the people who work up at events too at Iowa
No
State
doubt.
to churn all these things out Friday through Mondays is pretty incredible. So good time to be a Cyclone.
It is, and I'll just say this, and then again, great to have you back in Iowa. Hope you enjoyed your little vacation, C-Dub. But the talent or the young folks that are coming on the Fanatic scene.
Yeah.
Man, you were gone last week, but between Jake, Aiden, and Dylan and all those guys, we're around some great people. Like I have never felt better about what's next for Cyclone media coverage in a weird way. So thanks to those guys too, because they did an amazing job, and they make us old guys look a lot better with their hustle.
Well,
so keep it up.
It certainly takes the pressure off too, because I was at a thing with my wife, and then just to have those guys, and that they're going to do an awesome job, and then honestly, today I love racing, right? Like it's my real passion outside of all this, and I didn't really just feel like I had to babysit Cyclone Fanatic,
Right.
Because I just know those guys are
You guys
taking
will
care
take
of
care
it
of
during
it.
the
You
women's
got it.
game, and it's pretty cool stuff. So
Yeah.
thanks
No,
for pointing that out.
They're just, honestly, guys, what's Bill Fenley's big thing, and I take it to heart, is leave somewhere better than you found it. Man, see that they're going to kick us off here in a couple of years. 'Cause we're going to be
Hope so.
hopefully make it a year at least. Maybe a year. We'll still
think
be
about
around.
it like this. I'm just looking at our YouTube page right now. The amount of hours Jake Brend has spent at Hilton Coliseum just this weekend alone already, and then he's got an entire day tomorrow. We'll all get out of there after midnight. Rob Gray's doing the same thing. You just don't see him on camera. And Jacqueline's there late, and then she goes to her day job tomorrow morning. We got a great group going on here.
Yeah, and it all wouldn't happen but the fans are the best. So appreciate y'all. Just keep supporting local, keep supporting Cycle Fanatic, and we're so grateful for all you guys.
All right. Well, remember, you can come hang out with us next Wednesday at Reclaimed Rails in Bondurant. We're going to do a fundraiser for Living Ava's Way Foundation. Also, the Bondurant
I'm gonna
Club.
I'm gonna get a logger ride. You ever had a logger ride there? Yeah,
I have. Again, the 5:30 we're starting the book thing. You don't need to be there that early. The game isn't for 4 hours from there. We're not asking you to spend 6 hours in the brewery, but at 7:15 we are going to have the program.
Perfect.
So we look forward to that.
Appreciate you, brother.
Brent Blum. My name is Chris Williams. We appreciate all of you. Mechdyne, Northwest Bank for sponsoring the show. We will be back on Wednesday morning at 9 here on Cyclone Fanatic.